I'm Tom, and last night we saw the return of Deontay Wilder. First and foremost, before I get into any of that, make sure you click subscribe and head to my Instagram, follow me over there. Just gives me the opportunity to push for 1,000 subscribers. And on my Instagram, I hit 1,000, try to do a Q&A, something like that. Let's get over there, ask questions. Anyway, back into the video after you've clicked subscribe. Firstly, why was it pay-per-view, especially in the UK? Wilder is coming off the back of 2 losses. One quite a severe loss, where people were saying he should retire, and he's going straight back into, after a long time out, a pay-per-view event. After over a year out, a pay-per-view event against a nobody that anyone's ever really heard of. In America, I don't think it should be pay-per-view. Certainly in the UK, £20 to watch that. Look, I watched it on replay today. I wasn't paying, I was going to go watch it, I was going to stay up and watch it. I'm not paying £20 to watch a very old Deontay Wilder take on a bit of a nobody in what was always going to be a very easy, comfortable comeback win. That should never, ever be pay-per-view. And this is a real problem in boxing at the moment. There's just way too many pay-per-views. Turkey Al Sheikh was meant to bring the pay-per-view price down. DAZN was meant to be kind of your Netflix of boxing and have no pay-per-views, and now they're littered with pay-per-views. Apparently Atalma versus White is going to be a pay-per-view. It's getting ridiculous. You're paying hundreds of pounds on top of subscriptions to watch these fights. It's ridiculous. Anyway, he got it done. I've taken a few notes as I was watching it. Look, I was fairly surprised at that fight. I was surprised in the sense of, I was actually kind of impressed with the patience that Wilder showed. His jab, a really strong jab to go in there, and he wasn't gun-ho. He was patient. He wasn't looking for that punch, which I was kind of surprised about. I thought he'd just go in there and try and just get him out there as quick as he could, and he didn't. That said, I really wasn't impressed. Look, everything about that fight, I don't mean to be disrespectful. He's just older. Wilder's never been the best boxer anyway, and he's 39 years old, right? I just wasn't impressed. He had somebody still in front of him who just wasn't doing anything, and he didn't really get much done. He didn't show many boxing skills. I just wasn't impressed. Look, his defense was an issue. He was trying to like move around like he's Muhammad Ali almost, and you know, you're not that. You're not Floyd Mayweather. Get your hands up and block punches, catch punches. I'm going to always do that, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get our hands up, basic fundamentals, and go forward with that. And he couldn't do that. He wasn't doing that. And, you know, at times, we're seeing the guy who threw no punches in the fight, when he does throw, at certain times, you're thinking, fucking hell, he might catch Deontay Wilder here. So his defense was lackluster. That's something that perhaps, you know, look, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I wouldn't call it a trick, just keeping your, do you know what I mean? He's orthodox, so just keeping your hands up, microphone, telephone, like, it's the very first thing that you're taught. And, you know, outside of that, his shot selection was really, really poor. I mean, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, you know, jab right, jab right, jab right, just straight down the pipe every time. He knew what was coming, no body shots, it was all to the head, by the odd left hook to the body, a little dig to the body, which wasn't bad, right? But if it's been 6, 7 rounds and he's still in there, maybe mix up your shots. You know, good use of the jab, but jab to the body. And I think, look, the guy was quite a bit shorter than Wilder, so maybe it was a height thing more than a shot selection thing, but it was just a 1-2. There weren't any hooks going in there, there were no uppercuts going on there was no like check hooks, there was no rear hand hook, it was just 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Like, where's your shot selection? Where's your mixing it to the body? Why aren't you mixing it to the body? Why aren't you, you know, it was just down the pipe, at the face, and then it meant that he knew what was happening. And I think because of that, Herndon, I mean, he was literally doing nothing. He was just standing there waiting to get hit. He was standing there doing nothing, waiting to get hit, and Wilder still didn't really do much. And what we ended up seeing was that Herndon was ducking every single shot, because it was just 1-2 to the head. He ducked. He wouldn't slip and move, and that was frustrating to watch. him being told over and over and over again, stop ducking, stop ducking, stop ducking. But he wouldn't stop ducking, right? So you use that to your advantage. If he's going to duck underneath every shot, throw an uppercut in there. Like, look, I'm not a professional boxer. I'm not going to pretend I am, right? But even I know that. Even I know if he's just ducking every single time, throw a feint, throw a feint jab, and then just come up with the uppercut, come up with the uppercut. I suppose it is a upper hook, but come in with the uppercut. Little feint, little jab, bang, uppercut. Or even throw a fake backhand and then lead uppercut. I'm tired, people, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, just come in with that lead uppercut. Just why would there no uppercut? Like, surely if he's ducking all the time, a couple of body digs, because it's going to make him even more prone to kind of ducking down onto it, and then bang, and come in with the uppercut. Let him duck down onto the uppercut. That's what I'm trying to say. It was screaming for that. It was just screaming for just duck onto the uppercut. Like I said, I'm not a professional boxer, right? But you think his trainer would have spotted that. He would have spotted that. It was a real shame. It was frustrating almost. Really, a boring match, but well done to Wilder. He made good on his comeback. I'm happy for him. Didn't take too much damage, no real wear and tear. Dusting off the cobwebs, so I can't be too critical. Dusting off the ring rust, so I can't be too critical for him. But it was a boring match. Shouldn't have been pay-per-view. And probably should have got him out there earlier, but it can be frustrating when someone doesn't want to fight. He's just kind of walking around avoiding you. So, but the real question is, as I say, he's going to win this. The question is, what next? Look, I don't know. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Wilder's pretty done. He's 39 years old. Maybe just throw him in with AJ, make that fight once and for all, and then sail off into the sunset with your money. Because he's not going to get back in title contention. Just throw him in with AJ, get it done, get it over and done with, give him some money, sail off into the sunset before you take too much damage. He didn't take any damage last night. That fight's there to be made. It's real money in it, and it's been talked about for years to get it done once and for all and sail off into the sunset. I don't know what else is out there for you. I know Dave Allen's calling for it. I'm not fussed. I know maybe Chisora, but he's, I just don't know. Do you know what I mean? But honestly, my absolute biggest question away from that, why was that pay-per-view? In no world is that a pay-per-view fight. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe. You know how all this stuff works, people. Peace.